Hello, welcome to Linda's Take on Office. Today we are going to be looking at Module 3, End of Module Project 2 in Excel, the Avero International assignment. The skills that you need to complete this assignment are very similar to those that you used in the End of Module Project 1. So let's take a look now at the Avero International assignment. I have already downloaded the instructions, and here is my worksheet that I need to work on. I've already saved it to my computer and I am ready to work on step 1. First thing it's asking us to do is go to the Sales Projection worksheet and middle align the contents of the merged cell A1. So to do that, first of all, we are going to come down here on our worksheet tabs and open up the sales projections. And A1, you can see it's a merged cell, and right now our alignment is set at the center alignment, but it's also set at the bottom align, to align at the bottom of the cell. We want to middle align the contents, so I'm going to come up here and select the middle align option. We're asked to italicize the contents of cell H1. The italics works the same way in all of the Office programs. Here in Excel, first I need to make sure I'm in the correct cell in H1. And I'm going to come up here on my ribbon and I'm going to click on the I to make it italics. Then we're going to go to I1, so make my active cell I1, and we're going to insert a formula that uses the now function to bring back today's date and time. We've done this in several assignments, so this shouldn't be any new. We're going to go to the Formulas tab, Date and Time option, come down here to Now, and say OK, and it's going to bring back today's date, or whatever date it is that you are completing this assignment. Now in step 3, we want to apply the formatting from the merged cell D2 to the merged cell in A13. It gets a little tricky when you're copying and pasting formulas in Excel. We want to go to D2, so we're coming up here, going to go to D2, and we like the way this looks, so we want to copy this formatting down to A13. So on my ribbon, I'm going to come up here to the Copy and select Copy, and you can see now I have a little dashed line around D2. I'm going to come down here and make A13 my active cell, come back up here on the ribbon to my Paste, and I want to just apply the formatting only. So clear down here at the bottom, other paste options is formatting, and you can see it's going to copy just the formatting down to A13. There are multiple ways that you can complete this step. I am just showing you the way that I prefer to do to complete this particular skill in this assignment here. So now we want to go to fill the range C4 to E8 with only the formatting from B4 and B8. So it's kind of a little backwards here. Think of it as like a word formula here. A word problem for math, okay? We want to fill the range C4 to E8 with only the formatting from B4 to B8. So the first thing we have to do now is select the range that we're wanting to copy the formatting from, which is B4 to B8. Now I can come up here in my number box and I can just type in B4 colon B8 and then enter, and it's going to automatically select that range for me. So I've got the exact range it's asking me to do. And again, I'm going to come up here and copy from my Home tab. Now I'm going to select the range C4 to E8, C4 colon E8, enter to select that range. Now I'm going to come up here to paste, and I'm going to come back down here to formatting only. I'm going to hit my escape key and deselect that range. So now I have everything copied, just the formatting copied over. Now in cell F4, I want to insert a line, sparkline, based on the data in B4 through E4. So the first thing I need to do is make F4 my active cell. So make F4 your active cell, and we want to insert a trend line. So we're going to come up here to the Insert tab, and we're going to come over here to Line Sparkline. The range that we're wanting it to look at is B4 through E4. So I'm just going to type in B4 colon E4. I've already got my location selected. Say OK. Now I want to fill the range F5 to F8 without formatting based on the contents of F4. So if I just click on my fill handle here and copy it down, you're going to see that we want to make sure the formatting stays the same here. So we want the banded rows here. So I'm going to come here to my fill options box, and I want to fill without formatting. So I want to fill it with the information in F4, but I want it to keep the formatting that's already there. So I need to fill without formatting. And that's going to keep those banded rows there. And now I want to change the color of my sparkline to dark blue text 2. So up here on my sparkline color, I'm going to choose the dark blue text 2, and then I want to add markers. I'm going to come over here and click to add the markers. So if your rows aren't banded, then you need to look at the formatting, because you need to make sure you have the banded rows here. Now we want to copy the formula from G4. So I'm going to take G4 here, and I want to paste it in the range G5 to G8, but I only want to paste the formula and number formatting. So I don't want to use the fill handle here. Again, I don't want to mess with that formatting. So I'm going to come up here to the copy. Then I come down here and I'm going to select the range F5 to, G5 to G8. I'm going to come back up here to the paste option. This time I want to paste the formula and number formatting only. Okay, in step 6, I'm going to use Goal Seek to figure out how many of my manufacturing component projects I need to have if I want the total of my projects to be 120. So I'm going to come up here on my Data tab and come over here to my What If analysis, and I'm going to choose Goal Seek. And in my Goal Seek, if I want H8 to be 120, how many manufacturing components do I need to have in H6? Okay, so I want to set H8 to 120, but I'm going to do that by changing H6. And Excel's going to figure this out for us. So I'm going to say OK, and it's doing its work here. I'm going to say OK. So I need 132 manufacturing components if I want my average projects and my total to be 120. Okay. So that's what goal seek does. It helps us determine what goal we need to reach in order to meet a particular goal. So now here in I3 to I8, we want to merge these cells and center. So over here on my Home tab, I'm going to merge and center. I'm going to rotate my text here. So I'm going to come over here to my orientation, format cell alignment, and I'm going to rotate it down to -90. Say OK. And then I want to change the width to 9.25. So I'm just going to come up here between I and J and drag until it reaches 9.25. Now in B11, we want to insert a formula that uses the IFERROR function to display the total cells for Q1. So we're going to come down here and make B11 our active cell. And what the IFERROR function does is if the formula is incorrect in some way, it will come back with incorrect. And it's just a way to double check your formulas, especially if you've got a large worksheet. So I'm going to come up here to formulas, and I'm going to go to logical, and I'm going to go to IFERROR. Okay. So my value for this, I want to divide the total cells from B8. I'm going to divide them by G8, and if that's an error, I want it to type in incorrect. And I want to make sure G8 is an absolute cell reference. So I can just hit F4 on my function keys, or just $G, $8. That's just telling it always refer to G8 in this formula, no matter where you're copying it to. I say OK. Then I'm going to copy this formula over to E11. Now in B15, I want to use an if function. So I'm going to do this to help determine the amount of my projected commissions. So to do that, make in B15 your active cell. Up here on our logical tab, we're going to choose if. So our test, what we're looking at is whether or not the total cells in B8 is greater than or equal to 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 zeros. Okay, you're not going to put the commas in or anything here. Just a 1 and then 6 zeros. If that is true, then we want to multiply B8. So we're going to take B8 times 0.18. So their commission is going to be 18% if it's true. If it's false, then it's going to be B8 multiplied by 0.10 or 10%. So there's a huge difference in their commissions, whether that logical test is met or not. Say OK. And then we're going to copy this if formula down to E15. Now, in F15, we want to insert a column sparkline based on our data in B15 to E15. So I'm going to make F15 my active cell. And on the Insert tab, over here in the Sparklines, instead of the line Sparkline, which is what we did previously in this assignment, we want to select the column, and we want the range from B15 to E15, and say OK. We're going to copy that down to F16, but we want to take our Fill Options box here and select Fill Without Formatting. We want to keep those banded rows there. And we also want to display the high point and the low point in our column Sparkline. The last step in this assignment is creating a clustered column chart. We want to take the range A3 to E7. So I'm going to select to make A3 my active cell, Then I'm going to select down here to E7. So I just want my data. Don't include your total information. You just want the raw data here. I'm going to come up here to the Insert tab. And over here on my columns, I'm going to select a clustered column chart. I want to resize and reposition my chart so that my upper left corner is over here in cell A18. So I'm just going to grab it and make my upper left corner up there equal to A18. Now I'm going to take this lower right corner and I'm going to make it, spread it over to G29. I want my chart layout to be layout 9. So I'm going to come up here to quick layout and choose layout 9. I want to change my chart title to projected cells. So I'm going to click on the chart title, type in projected cells. You'll notice it's putting it up here in our formatting, in our formula bar. Hit enter and it puts it down here in my chart. Click off of your chart title and we want to enter a primary vertical axis title. So up here under chart element, we're going to select this. We want to go to the axes titles and we want primary vertical, and we want that title, we want to put in and make that title cells amount. And then we want to remove the horizontal. So I'm just going to click down here on it and then hit the delete key. And now you're ready to submit this assignment for grading in your class. Thank you for joining me today. As always, if you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel and like my video. Reach out if you have any questions. And I hope wherever you are, today has been filled with a little bit of sunshine. Bye.